Hey everybody, this is Brittany here with Surfing Waves of Light, and it is it's Wednesday, November 6th, the day after the election. I channeled a video about the election yesterday and it just deleted itself, so I took that as a sign to make another one today. And my lesson, fortunately, was I am not a victim of the world I see. So I decided that the video, all beautiful 20 minutes of it, got deleted for my highest good. So today I wanted to channel a message. I'm not going to close my eyes though. I'm just going to channel it with my eyes open, speaking as myself. This is something I'm being guided to do more. I do already do it a lot of the time. But yeah, there's some really great messages I've been getting around this election. I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. I did not follow the election at all, so I have no idea who won. And so I'm glad to not know. I just turned on my computer this morning, no internet. I'm in Texas, don't even have the Wi-Fi. So so I wanted to bring this message through, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a very uplifting message, and for anyone who, if the results were called last night, if you're feeling sad or unsure, I think this message will really resonate with you and uplift you. So here we go. All right, so the first part of, I'm gonna wait for this plane to fly by. Look at these trees. That's my overhead right now. Okay, so the first part of this message is around us remembering that no matter who gets elected in the American presidential election this season, we have all the skills, the tools, and the inner wisdom we need to navigate that. So whether you think that the policies of one candidate or another are going to benefit you more, think about a time when you thought that you knew the right answer to something, and then it turned out all wrong, and you ended up being really glad that things played out the way that you didn't want them to. So this is for those of you who the candidate that won maybe wasn't the one you wanted to win. Just think about those times when you judged something as good or bad, but you really didn't know. And so just know that no matter what is going on, you have everything you need to navigate this time. You have all the skills, all the tools. And so they're going to talk a little bit about the tools and skills that is needed, but we're going to start with who they wanted me to vote for this election. And I bet you're all wondering, ooh, who did Brittany from Surfing Waves of Light vote for? Well, the title of my other video was going to be Vote for Yourself this election day. And that really is what embracing the mindset I just shared is. When you say that no matter which candidate wins, you know that you have everything you need to navigate those energies, and that those energies are serving you, that is you voting for yourself. The guides are saying that there's still a big issue on this planet in many realms of beings subcontracting their responsibilities within themselves to outside forces for their happiness, for their peace, for their assurances. And yet, what the guides are saying is that this time in Earth's history, it's all about us becoming whole. It's all about us leading ourselves. It's all about us embodying our inner leader, our inner president, our inner queen or king. We are at this time being asked to bring in a new way of being. We are not here to live things out the way they have been done. That was very unloving. And yet we look at the world and we see that it is not great, and we think nothing is changing. Well, the way that things change is when we step into leadership roles. And if you are watching this video, if you are inclined to spiritual material, channeling, loving messages, then you are part of the leadership That is why it is so important at this time to vote for yourself, to elect yourself. Today is the beginning of a new 4-year cycle. This is the cycle of your presidency, of your kingdom, of your queendom, because we've been taught to act as peasants, as servants, and as slaves. And what a creator does, God creator, that is what we are here to embody. God creator does not come from the perspective of a peasant, of a slave, of a servant. The God energy would royally look upon its kingdom, which is its life, its finances, its relationships, its places, its people, and it would rule over that land justly, lovingly, caringly. And so you are the king, queen, and president of your own body, of your own community, of your own place. And so what you are being called to do at this time is step into that energy. Today, many beings may be feeling sadness or gladness, and whether you are feeling excited because your candidate won or you are feeling sad because they did not, you are still subcontracting your feelings out into the external world. And yet, you can use these energies of excitement to help to push you into your own presidency, or sadness to motivate you to be the change you want to see. But either way, today is a day when the universe is asking us to embody our visions for the next 4 years, for the next 8 years, for the next change of lifetime that we are currently going through. So they want you to know that they want you to think about your life, to think about your actions from a place of majesty, of royalness. You are the ruler. Now, it may not be as easy to change your life as swiping, whatever the things that royal people carry. Someone write it in the comments. They have like a stick and a crown, typically. And so maybe a queen could whisk her wand and make something occur. And know that that is where you are going as well. As we continue to embody more peace and more love, we gain more power. That really is the key of manifestation. It's not just about holding a vision, it's about having the pureness behind the vision. Now, that doesn't mean that everything you envision is for other beings, but you envision a beachfront house because it will serve your highest good, not just because you want a beachfront house for other more egoic reasons of saying you have a beachfront house, or the financial meaning of having a beachfront house. Finding those ways of being that are really serving who you are becoming, the most loving aspect of you, that is what embodying your presidency looks like. And it starts with making a plan. It starts with being self-reflective and looking at the areas of your life that you wish to change. Where are your borders open? That was funny. Where are you a floating island of garbage? Think of all of these different aspects and begin to work on them. And what the guides are saying is that community is a key element. Leaders have communities. Now, you don't need to be a leader in taking the Course in Miracles and shoving it in everyone's face. No. A leader is differentiated not in what they do, but in how they do it. So at this time, look at what you are doing and then think about how you are doing those things. Love is the how. So if you are not currently doing something from love, you need to, as part of your administration, stepping into your presidency today, you need to look at your realm. You need to take the time to be self-reflective and see where the how is not aligning. Anyone can create a successful business, a strong empire, a big family. But if they do it through fear and through hatred and through righteousness, that may that will yield different results. We are not just here to create, we are here to create with love. And so when you are voting for yourself, you are voting for an administration of love, of kindness, and of caring, knowing that no matter what laws or ideas get brought down from the legal system, from the American presidency, the community can always usurp that. One example the guides always send, a lot of people get upset about Roe versus Wade being overturned. This is the ability for a woman to choose if she wants to continue on with a pregnancy or not. And so there are many states that have taken that right back. I'm in Texas right now. I believe this is one of them. I don't follow politics super closely, but if I had to guess. And so, yes, so that's a law now, right? So now maybe you find someone in your community who is not ready to take on the responsibilities. They are not ready to be the queen of that mothership. They are still feeling much lower vibration, and that is okay. A woman or the child has a right at any moment to choose how they wish to use the time they spend in separation. And there is no judgment around that. Just as we do not judge mothers who choose to have children that may not be in their highest good. We do not judge. And so what a community can do is it can help this being gather the resources, the travel, all the things that person, that being needs to take care of the situation in another state, in another place. There are always ways to navigate these things when you have a strong community. When the community thrives, it does not really matter what the legal system does. And in fact, this political overarching system does not become as relevant because the community provides all that it needs. It becomes very self-sufficient. It provides its own policies, its own vibrations, which when transformed at the micro level will be represented at the macro level. So what beings tend to do is look at the election, look at the politics, look at all the crazy ideas that come down and think, this is crazy, how can this be? Well, it is only being because there is an aspect of your life where things are in that way. So one example is the open borders. A lot of people are up in arms about open borders, and then at the same time they're up in arms about sending immigrants back. Yesterday I met a really nice young man who was my driver, and he was afraid that if one candidate got elected, he would be deported back to his country where he may be facing jail time. Not because he did anything dangerous or scary, just because he spoke out against his political regime. And so what message I shared with him was that he should not fear. If he keeps his vibration high, if he continues to be a loving aspect of the community will find a way to protect him, to keep him here, to allow him. He can embody that for himself. All you need to do is be the president of your own life, to not be at the mercy of a system or feel that you are. Even I have ways within this system where I feel victimized or where I don't feel stoked. And yet my guides have continuously worked with me to show me that I do not need to fear. We have all been programmed with a lot of fear. And when we are not embodying our presidency, typically what we are is we are isolated. And in that way, we are a floating island of garbage away from all others in separation. Well, an island by itself with just one energy cannot create all that is needed. And so why we tend to be floating islands of garbage is because we have, if we're in separation still, if we're holding deeply in separation, that means we have a lot of beliefs that are of a unloving vibration. And so those unloving beliefs, that is the trash. My guides all the time talk about this process of bringing up the trash. We're full of trash. We bring the trash thoughts up to the surface to be seen again by our consciousness, and we question the legitimacy of anything that does not feel loving, of anything that feels like we have to sacrifice, we have to suffer, and that we still have a long way to go. There are still better ways for us to embody our communities, to raise our children. We think that we have to raise children with two parents who are exhausted all the time, and that is something that my guides have asked me to really take seriously in this lifetime. If I do feel inspired at some point to be a queen of motherhood, they are saying, do not do this alone with one partner. Find a community or embody a community that will share this responsibility with you. They do not want parents and guides that are in sleep deprivation and exhaustion. Sleep deprivation is one of the key tools this universe uses to keep the mind very cloudy so it cannot bring things clear to the surface. And I've had this experience the past few weeks. I'm currently dog sitting for a friend for 3 months. I started in mid-October, and I have a puppy, a golden retriever puppy who is 1 year old. He is so cute, but he requires a lot of my attention. And Greg has been working a lot. His parents have been moving. He's had a lot going on. He had dental work. So I've been doing it by myself. And I noticed how tired, how worn out, how exhausted I am, how hard it is for me to make good decisions, to eat healthy and do all these things. And it has just further confirmed my inner idea that I am not meant, no one is meant to raise someone alone, to embody, to take a being that needs guidance. There's some squirrels in the trees that are making noise. It's kind of cool. That is here to hold space for a little being that needs guidance. We want little beings to be guided by grounded, centered, loving, well-slept individuals who are an example of how to be the president of your life, to be the queen or king of their life, not beings who are wrapped in the rat race of servanthood, of servitude, because that you could say all the words that you wish to a being, to a small being that is here to be embodied, to be conditioned in certain ways. But if the culture is overarching, if the culture is of servitude and slavedom, that is what they will energetically receive. And the energetic messages that beings receive is much more powerful than the words we speak. We will see teachers who do not embody what they preach. And so the message does not feel as authentic. And then we see other teachers who do their best to embody. And that is all that the universe is asking us. They fully understand how tough the journey is that we are currently on. They know that being in a body, being separated, being in this video game world that we created is not easy. But our role was to go from servitude and serfdom to being the kings, the queens, and the presidents of our reality. And when you embody that, you will see that everything comes to you. When you continue to be loving, to work through the trash that is coming up, that island, it slowly comes closer and closer to the mainland, to the mothership, to the universe, to the oneness. And when connected to oneness, when we are connected to our guidance, there is nothing that we cannot do. It is better than the internet. It is better than any genius or resource. We become these loving embodiments of what creatorship is. And that is what Jesus, that is what many of the famous spiritual teachers have said, that you will do what I do and more. You will heal the sick. You will heal the community. You will find a way to work around systems that are unfair. And that is what we are here to do. And we must go through the process. And many of us don't like the process. I personally sometimes don't like the process. It can be very irritating. It brings out the worst sides of me. I yell a lot. I have a really bad temper. Now that I'm experiencing emotions, I sometimes have a terrible temper. And it's not pretty to look at. I don't want to say that. I want everyone, the egoic part of me wants everyone to think that I'm just doing great things, and I am doing great things, but I have these really unloving moments. But if we're not willing to look at them, if we're not willing to bring them to the surface, we can never fully embody our presidency, our queendom, and our kingdom. And so that is what we are here to do. So today, be excited that you are beginning the next 4 years, and know that whatever candidate has been elected, the story has already been written. Whatever candidate has been elected is in your highest good. The video that I channeled for 20 minutes yesterday, after feeling really blocked from channeling for 3 weeks and being very excited that I finally got some momentum going, that being deleted was in my highest good. And even though I couldn't see it at the time, and I did feel frustrated, and I had a moment of lowering my feelings, I was able to see my attachment, and then I let it go. Because at this point, especially with the pup, I'm so tired that it's been a lot easier in some ways to let things go. I just don't have the energy. And no matter where we are, if we're tired, if we're well slept, we can trust that that's where we're meant to be. If you're a single mother right now, that doesn't mean you're not supposed to be doing that. But as we move further and further into 5D, 5D is a feeling of support, of gentleness, of compassion. And so these are the things that we will continue to embody as we move into our presidency. So I wish to leave you all today with a congratulations. You've been elected. You have voted for yourself. The universe has voted for you. You have been handpicked and selected by the wise elder councils of all the universe that ever is, ever was, and ever will be, to be here in this moment, to be a leader within your communities by being the best version of yourself you can be, by embodying a loving how to the things you do. And we want you to enjoy as you watch yourself transform, as you see yourself becoming more confident, more loving, more grounded and centered in who you are. And watch as your vibrational space that you hold for others can truly perform miracles because of the purity, because of the love, because that is what a fine leader does. A fine leader embodies those qualities. So do not look to the presidential candidates, to your saviors. They are not your saviors. You are your savior. You are your president. So we wish for you to take some time over the next couple weeks and months to decide how you are going to embody your presidency, and let us know what that is going to look like. Maybe one or two things would be a great place to start. You know what they are. For me, it is my temper. When I get upset, I need to not yell. I need to not yell. I am proud of myself for expressing my emotions, but I need to find a better way to communicate. And communication is a key factor in my life path this time around. And so that's the one thing. And of course, as I continue to make these videos, I will let you know what else my presidency, Brittany Histing, president, will be working on. So I love you guys so much. That was a message from the guides and teachers through me, as me. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful day and feel hopeful for the future, no matter whether your candidate won or lost. You have all that's needed. We are here together moving through this time, and I love you guys so much. I will make another video soon. Bye.